Hello, everyone, and welcome back to some more Rome 2 action. We have a 3v3 land battle here, and this is actually the Divide et Impera mod. Haven't actually played this that much, although I know it completely overhauls the game pretty much for the most part, completely. Hoplites actually act like hoplites. They're a serious threat in the battlefield, and Sparta, I'm pretty sure, actually gets some swords, although all we can see right now are just a bunch of spears. But anyway, this one's been sent to Oh man, my mind's going faster than my mouth is. This one has been sent into us by Emperor Kandikatsu. There we go, I got it out correctly. And what's with these little circles right here? What is that? Is that from the icon of the stamina thing? Anyway, well, who cares? That's not important. What's important is the players on the field of battle, going over army comps, and just completely butchering the names. I'm going to try my best. But, you know. So this one's 17 minutes, 48 seconds. And as for the players on the field of battle, we have... Let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so because I know the Adrizian Kingdom. So playing as the Adrizian Kingdom, we have God playing as Carthage? I think it's Carthage, although it says yeah, it's definitely Carthage. We have Andre Lemgrad? Andre Lemgrad. And then playing as what I think is Mazgete. That's what I'm assuming, at least, kind of, maybe. I'm not sure. Atropatikan. Playing as Atropatikan is Emperor Kandikatsu himself. On the other side of the field of battle, we have Johnny playing as Kaldonai. Taruru Bracken 501 playing as Sparta. Yeah, sure, okay. And then the Dodgy Gob playing as Boei. All right, so let's we'll go over these army comps first. Again, I fucking have no idea what I'm looking at here. So Mazgete again. Let's also take a look at the stats here, right? So melee attack is 8, melee defense is 17. Like, they're completely different from vanilla Rome. Hell, they're completely different from any type of mod too, for the most part, save for maybe Parabellum mod and also War of the Gods, or Wars of the Gods, whichever one that is. So the stats are completely different, and just because they have an 8 melee attack doesn't mean that it's necessarily bad, right? For instance, let's go over here. We have some. What are these guys? So they have. You can see that they have jabbies out, right? So they have their throwables out first, even though they are sword infantry. Very light melee infantry. So melee attack is 10. And then moving on, we have, let's see, these guys are basically Thracian nobles or Thracian warriors. You know, melee attack is 15, so that's topped out. So 15 is, I guess, the highest, it appears. So these guys are pretty intense, but of course they are light. Look, they do bonus to cavalry. You can see that. Well, whereas in Vanilla Rome, that is just kind of a hidden trait, actually, that they do well against horses. Oh no, you know what that is? That might be the icon for being hidden. That's funny. Okay, anyway, sorry. Getting distracted. What do we have? We have some javelin throwers. Again, I don't know what any of these are. I'm sorry. We have what appear to be some pikes here. Phalangetai, phalangeries, or I forget how to. I know I'm butchering the word. Okay, but phalangeries. It's basically that's the pike. That's pike infantry. Sparta has, from what we can see, just a bunch of spears. Boei has some actual. We got some. Looks like these guys might be. Well, no, not Levy Freeman. These guys look like they're better than Levy. Freeman, but they're light phalanx infantry, so they're kind of like hoplites, I guess. And then we have these, how am I supposed to say that? Koto Ugatar. Okay, hold on. Koto Gatra Gakoi. Okay, now that my brain has melted, barracks. Like these are, like you think that they would be more, I don't know, Gaulish. Maybe these are like Gaulish names. I don't fucking know, man. All right, let's just get into it. Okay, I'm gonna try and do the best that I can. Obviously, I don't know units very well. We're gonna start. We'll just start. Divide Empire is a mod that does greatly interest me, especially because it actually overhauls the campaign, well, the battle mechanics and campaign mechanics as well. But picking your troops, like you can get away with having light infantry, so long as you can use them like really effectively. Like they'll be impactful. At least that's how I feel. Again, I haven't really played in Divide Empire that much. I haven't even done like custom battles or anything like that. But there it is. But here we see, it looks like the, we'll say the attackers, the yellow team, whatever, being very aggressive, pushing up very fast. They have to be careful, though, because these ridges do provide a little bit of hide-and-go-seek type deal, you know what I mean? Boy, I could be having something back here, and that could end up proving to be a wee bit fatal. Looks like Caldoni is actually completely shifting his entire force over here. I guess mainly just because the yellow team is heavily focused on this left flank. I feel like what's going to end up happening is they're going to hold back most of this, and then most likely, or at least I feel like what's going to end up happening, is they're really going to hammer this left side and try and whittle away at Boei as much as they possibly can. But Caldoni is shifting to further back up his allies. But, of course, it's going to allow this is Mazgete. I'm just going to say Mazgete because it's a similar color scheme. I know it probably isn't. I'm sorry, but there it is. This is going to allow Mazgete to get his cab archers around here. Jesus Christ, look at that fucking range. 150. Didn't get any shots off. They were running away, so did manage to miss the shots. Caldoni is moving forward his archers. What are they? They have a range of 85, though, so they'll get torn up. That's not a great move. Looks like he's going to go after the shot cab over there. And there it is, Spartans! Spartans have swords, look at that. Oh, love to see it. And they're all wearing the proper Spartan headgear as well. Fun fact, if you ever see anybody who has, like, you know, Spartan Warrior shirt or Spartan Warrior fucking helmet sticker on their truck or whatever, feel free to correct them and say, hey, that's not a Spartan helmet, that's actually a Corinthian helmet, and ruin their day. So, Mazgete is getting into melee cab with Boei. They're a medium shot cab against Boei's, and this unit's just going to get absolutely swarmed right off the bat. The Drizzian Kingdom's firing. 165 range. Wow, holy shit. Very impressive. So 165 range, they're firing right into the spear unit. Going to whittle them down quite a bit. Boei pulling out his shot cab while switching out with some spear units. Mazgete losing his medium shot cab. And if Carthage and the Drizzian Kingdom aren't careful, the same might happen. But if they can manage to get some hammer and anvil in there, well, perhaps not. The Drizzian Kingdom is pushing up some of the spear infantry. Probably they'll hold off some of the cab that's here, but also to back up the shot cab that's getting pretty beaten. Pretty bad. You can see all the different conditions too. So fresh melee, fresh 100% strength, confidence 70 to 85%. Very interesting. They managed to cover like a bunch of different stuff. So it's pretty cool. Meanwhile, Mazgete over here is just really doing a great job of kind of encircling, harassing Sparta, Caldoni, keeping them on their toes, forcing them to continually look back over here to see what's going on. However, these guys are getting shot at rather effectively. Hopefully he'll be able to pull them out so he doesn't lose them. Meanwhile, he is just maintaining the front here. We can see that these guys, these spears in the back, appears that they have... Oh no, they're bow infantry as well. Okay. That's pretty freaking awesome. Ammunition 4. They only have a couple rounds, though, it seems like. So they're managing to focus down a little bit. Carthage is getting into the thick of it with Sparta. But, you know, 2 units against 3 is not going to go his way. But Sparta is charging in his light spears into the side of these Carthaginian troops that I don't know how to pronounce the name of. So that's going to be a big charge. Rear charges, side charges, all really play a serious role in Divide et Impera. I know that much. It has a long-lasting impactfulness, and yeah, I mean that's one of the things that I do like about this mod is that the battle system has been overhauled so completely that it's become just something completely different, where you could actually win with light troops against heavily armored ones, because you can just outrun them and get them tired and winded and exhausted and then double back and take them on. And their fighting effectiveness will end up dwindling. Mazgete getting a nice charge in on these archers, or yep, no, there are archers. Boksatai is I guess Greek for archer, I don't know. But he's got to be careful because, of course, there are some Spartans right here moving forward. Aldone chasing down one of Mazgete's horse archers, it looks like. Actually, now he's charging forwards. Heavy shot cap, they're going to chase after these guys. Aldone might actually be ended up going on just a wild ride all over the place, trying to chase these guys down if he's not careful. Meanwhile, we do have Carthage moving forward some troops, catching some spears from Caldone out in the open. Front line over here is not looking too good for Sparta. Their swords are getting sent off the field of battle, so are their light spears here. And it doesn't appear that Sparta really has too many more units left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units left. 3 of which are archers. Mazgete seems to be maintaining a pretty solid front line here. Bolyai not moving forward at all. They're starting to shift a little bit, but if you're not too careful, that's going to allow Bolyai to be able to charge in onto the sides of these pike units, and you definitely don't want that. Although, again, pike units and DEI are a lot more serious. You know, definitely they are arrow fodder. They are going to get focused down, but they're a little bit scarier than what they normally are. Sparta getting stuck into the thick of it. Carthaginian spears here getting completely surrounded. You can see their melee strength or their exhaustion. They're at the 80% strength, and morale is not doing great. It's 50 to 70%, and that's probably just going to dwindle even more. Now we got some of the Bolyai men charging in, but Odrysian Kingdom's going to answer general v general, and Bolyai is actually starting to pull out. They're probably trying to get a charge off on these units, but again, if you're charging into the back of your own men, you're not going to get that great of a charge, so in the long run, it's not really worth it. But Sparta is getting really absolutely just completely enveloped over here, surrounded, and they're definitely stuck between a rock and a hard place, and they don't really have much anywhere to go. Meanwhile, light phalanx infantry from Bolyai is getting stuck in against Mazgete's, I know it's not Mazgete, I'm sorry, against their pike infantry, and this is going to be a losing battle, I feel, in the long run. Sparta's archers are starting to do something against some of these spear infantry. Here's a good, actually, opportunity to possibly column up your troops and sneak them through here, go after the archers. But of course, definitely, they're going to go after the Spartan general first, I would imagine, as this is probably definitely one of the more dangerous units that are on the battlefield. Meanwhile, over here, Odrysian Kingdom and Carthage just absolutely teaming up to take on Caldone and Bolyai, and it seems that they're doing an extremely good job of taking on the combined forces of these two barbarian nations. And we're starting to see a lot of breaking across the field of battle, and it's probably a good time to get some shots in right now. You know, Try and get some cool picks. See with the pyramids in the background. Blood and sand. Am I right? Am I right, folks? Am I right? Blood and sand. Am I right? Barbarians must be sweating their ass off. Let's go here. Alright, back into it real quick. Don't want to miss too much. Mazgete, sorry. I know that dipped around real quick. Mazgete's general is getting beaten up pretty good, getting chased down, and he's gone. Chased down by some horse archers from Caldoni, and also some light spears. At this point, though, it's time to turn them around and head back. You're too far away from the battle. Boy is actually pulling out his spear units. Looks like Carthage is going to try to possibly cut him off. And if he can manage to catch these guys, then these pikes will be able to envelop them. And then that'll probably end up being the end of them. Sparta over here, however, is managing to, and her general is doing a hell of a job. Only lost... have only lost 31 men so far. Not too bad. But yeah, I feel like that's going to end up being a tough nut to crack. Meanwhile, Caldone, for the most part, seems to be getting just absolutely trounced. I mean, he did split up his army, shifted completely. I think if from the beginning, if he had not shifted his army over, and if he had instead pushed hard, because Mazgete only had those four units of horse archers spread out very thin. If he had pushed aggressively forward, that would have caused Mazgete or Drusian Kingdom or Carthage to answer in kind, and possibly that would have given Boii and Sparta a better fighting chance at dealing with the initial assault. Meanwhile, back over here we have some troops just hanging out, maybe getting rest, or maybe they broke and came back. Caldone is still fighting the good fight, but units are losing decisively, unfortunately. Pretty much it seems like across the board. Light infantry up against Cav unit from the Drusian Kingdom, and these Thracian warriors as well. Oh no, 17, that's even better. What do they have? Oh, they just have like big ass. Look at those fucking swords! Holy shit, that's awesome. Badass. Alright, yeah, I gotta learn how to play this mod better. It's the campaign system that's confusing to me because they've changed everything. And I know there's population and shit, but it's like the building browser is like, alright, what do I build? Where do I build it? What's the best buildings to build? Shit like that. So, but it's definitely something I want to... It's probably something that I have to play and fail multiple times before I actually realize the correct and best way to work it. Can you work it? Can you work it? Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it? Is that how it goes? I don't know. Anyway, Sparta is still just hanking against these two light spear units. Completely surrounded, and they're just like, yeah, fuck you. We don't care. We're Sparta. We're going to stick around for a while. And there ain't shit you can do. But they're going to try their damnedest to get rid of these guys. We'll see what happens. Sparta does only have 3 units left. Boii is hanging in there. He is losing some troops, unfortunately. Looks like the Drusian Kingdom isn't doing too hot, but he is managing to do pretty well against Caldone for the most part. Troops are starting to rout, unfortunately. I mean, even this unit of Carthaginian medium melee infantry, and only because they're down to 83 men, and they're already wavering. So keep that in mind. Think of Vanilla Rome. If you have 83 guys in a unit, it's still like a viable unit. But losing men takes such a toll on the overall unit that this is something that can happen. I actually don't know. I mean, balance power is kind of even. I think it's slightly in the favor of the yellow team. But honestly, I feel like this could potentially go in any direction. Actually, no, I'm lying. Caldone is definitely losing more and more troops as we speak. Sparta's starting to lose some more men. Mazgete actually had to pull back, so it seems like his light spear infantry wasn't doing too great against the heavy phalanx infantry. No surprise, it is Sparta after all, but he's doing a pretty decent job of managing to get rid of this spear unit here, getting attacked from both sides by these pikes. It's a light spear infantry taking on another unit of light spear infantry. And Sparta's units are starting to lose, but they're starting to waver a little bit too. Morale is not great for both parties. They're both actually no. Mazgete's troops they're only very tired as opposed to being exhausted. So we will see. But Sparta is coming in for a rear charge of sorts. So I'd imagine that this unit is actually going to break fairly quickly. So I think what needs to one of these units broke. What needs to happen here is no, he's turning around going after Aldone's Gen. Not a bad target to go for to get rid of them. I mean, Sparta only has 3 units left. Are these? These are just hoplites. They're not pikes. So the units that are left, that was a little laggy. We have only literally 1 unit from Carthage, a handful of units from Odrysian Kingdom, and then the 5 units left from Mazgete, or whoever this is. Maybe it's supposed to be Persia. I don't know. Cav charging into the pikes. Definitely got a good charge off. Yeah, they're going to start to waver. Hopefully, if he does pull out, he can get the pikes into formation so that they can deal some serious damage against the Aldonai general. Sparta's starting to waver a little bit, and then they're gone. Did he forget that he has this unit over here? Okay, so he's running them right now. He's running them over. And they are fresh, but I bet you we'll try and keep an eye on it, too, if we can. There's 1:35 left. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the cool YouTube stuff. Check the links in the description below. And don't forget, I do have a Discord server. Feel free to join it, especially if you have replays of your own that you'd like to cover. That being said, let's follow this unit of Spartan hoplites, and we'll try and keep an eye on it. Then I bet you that we'll see that its fatigue drops as it moves forward, just because it's moving very fast towards the attackers, or the yellow team over here. And yeah, they might end up being tired. Although they did just go into hoplite wall, phalanx rather. And we have some light spears on their way over here to deal with them. But I think that even though there are 122 men in this unit, and 53 in this, being the fact that they are fresh, they should probably do pretty well against them. Again, numbers don't necessarily matter in Divide and Impera. External sources are far more important. Fatigue, morale, things like that. They play a huge factor in this mod compared to vanilla Rome. And that's what makes this a very unique and interesting and fun mod to play, for sure. Because there are now more factors embedded within the game that you have to take into account for, not necessarily just, building a doom stack of all Oathsworn isn't going to get you anywhere, because that could end up eventually biting you in the ass pretty seriously. And yeah, that's going to be it. That's the end. Alright, let's check out the tallies here. I'm not even going to bother trying to describe or say any of these. But okay, so GOD getting 1,309 kills. His general getting 40. Cav, Shock Cav, I believe, 44, 77, 55. Archers, 44, 45, 52, and 46. These spears, they got, I know, I'm saying these spears. It's like, meh. Thrakioi, Doriforoi, Brackley, fuck it, Spears. 65 and 27. The Thracian Warriors, basically, 129, 57, 107, 88, and 125. And then these other spears, 11, 63, 56, 70, and 8. You know what's funny? I'm just going to get sidetracked for a second here. For the War of the Gods mod, I'm almost positive that there is a mod that changes these crazy names to like regular. Well, not regular, because I mean, this is not that this is not regular or not normal. This is just whether it's Latin or Greek or whatever. But it changes it to English, so you know, like basically what the hell. The names probably aren't nearly as cool as what these actually are, but just so that you know what the fuck you're dealing with. But anyway, Carthage is general 87 kills, shot cab 35, 52, 9. His javelin throwers, levies, peltis, whatever you want to call them, 81, 24, 45. His these are swords for sure. 192, 239. These other units of swords, 77, 187, 113. And then these units down here, 84, 82, and 42. These looks like some more spears, and I think this is another unit of the javelins. Emperor Kanikatsu with 1,152. 197 for his gen. Oh, well done there, actually. 6, 6, and 20 for the shot cav. 9, 0, and 9 for the horse archers. 57, 157 for these bow spearmen, I think. These are bow spearmen too, I believe. You can see like the bow popping out of the unit card. 56, 43, 76, 51, and 50 for the pikes. 89, 129, 177, and 77 for these Sparabara. For the Sparabara. Johnny with 1,661 kills, 205 for his gen. Well done there. 104, 14, 35, and 20 for his cav. 41, sorry. 122, 74, and 72 for the javelins. 31 for these spears. 43, 11, 42, 128, and 77 for these light swords. 221, 213, and 175 for these big two-hander guys. So basically like Zweihander. And then 2 and 31 for these two units. Whether these guys were jabbies or light spears or whatever. Karu's back Bracken 501. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, and I apologize sincerely. 641, 111 for his gen, 44 for the cav, 15, 3, 11, and 4 for the archers, 17 and 3 for these light spears. 14 and 29 for these two spotlights, I guess, right? 43 for these swords. I don't even know what this unit is. Spear tar. Oh, these are like the spear tar. 13, 29, 41. 19 and 22 for these spears, and then 61, 40, 45, and 85 for these spears. And then the Dodgy Gob with 745 kills. 58 for his gem, 53, 20, and 8 for the cav. 36, 61, 29 for the archers, 6, 29, 39 for the light spears, I'm guessing, 64, 38, 77, 87 for the medium spears, I'm guessing, and then 42, 46, 33, 9, and 10 for the axe warriors. Again, I don't play Divide Empire enough. I do need to invest some more time in this and get more acquainted with this, especially if I will be given more DEI mod replays, which I'm happy to cover because again, the units are cool. All the factions are way more fleshed out. I mean, Sparta, for the love of God, gets sword units as they should. I feel like CA was just like, you know that movie 300? Like all they have is spears. Let's just do that. So anyway, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. This is a fun PvP land battle. Something different, so that's always cool. Well, with that being said, you guys have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are while you're watching. Just have a good one. Peace out, guys.